Hello, everyone. This is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and today we're going to talk about Favor, which is a delivery service I have not talked about before, but someone brought to my attention. And even though it doesn't look like I'm going to be talking about it much because of the current state of affairs they're in terms of sales and business and making money, I still want to talk about it, and I also wanted to highlight why this is important to talk about it, even though they're not really gaining the traction that they'd hoped, and it doesn't look like they will. So, according to an article on BizJournals.com, the Austin company behind the Favor delivery app is significantly cutting its geographical reach in order to focus on markets closer to home. Neighbor Favor Inc. has pulled out of 6 more cities nationwide, ceasing all operations outside of Texas, according to Austin Inno. Its delivery runners remain on the streets in 15 Texas cities, including Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Austin. And for the record, this is obviously why I didn't sign up for them. The markets vacated by Favor were Boston, Denver, Nashville, and Charlotte, North Carolina, plus Tempe and Scottsdale, Arizona. So basically, Favor, which had been trying to become a little bit more global, and they were actually targeting markets that some of the key app programs, to my knowledge, were largely avoiding. Were largely avoiding. Was actually not a bad idea. I mean, if I were going to create a startup company, I would probably go someplace where Uber Eats and DoorDash and Postmates and Caviar weren't as common. You'd at least in theory have a better chance, but I guess it didn't work out. Let's see here. The move comes about a half a year after Favor pulled out of 5 big U.S. cities such as Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., to focus on smaller markets. At one point, the company operated in 23 cities in the US and Canada. In quotations, as part of our ongoing growth strategy, we are shifting our near term focus back on Texas, creating a clear line of sight to profitability while still maintaining an impressive rate of growth, Favor CEO Jag Bath said in a statement. As an Austin based company, Texas makes up a significant part of our business, and as the second most populous state in the nation, we have ample room to continue growing our dominant presence throughout the state. Our approach mirrors the growth strategy of several successful Texas brands, including Alamo Drafthouse and Heb, that perfected their model within the state before expanding more broadly. Bath said the Favor platform has handled more than 60 million in sales and has delivered more than 2.5 million orders with 20,000 active runners. That's what they call their delivery boys. So, okay, one more comment, then I'll move on, tell you the point of all this. The on-demand delivery space is crowded in Austin with competitors such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, and GetMe. Funding for delivery startups slowed dramatically in the second half of 2016 as investors shy away from the overcrowded feel. As one venture capitalist explained to Reuters, many financiers expect a major private equity roll-up in the industry. The company was founded in 2013 for the record. So this is interesting for a couple of reasons. Now, obviously, I was never a runner. I can't attest to the company. If they were in the area, I would sign up because I maintain you just want to sign up for everything. You want to be available on everything you can be. And if Favor was here, I would be on it. But they're not here, so I'm not on it. And it definitely looks like a retreat. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to die. They could very well survive. I mean, there's some people consider retreating to be admission of defeat. Sometimes it's more of a regroup, and then you kind of branch out a little bit more. But what this has said to me, and what it should say to you, is that basically the days of free money for startups is over. If you're going to try to create a startup within this industry, whether it be ride sharing or food delivery or item delivery or package delivery or odd jobs, you're not going to get a whole lot of capital to fund that startup venture because there's other companies that do it. And unless you're doing something dramatically different, they're not going to pay attention to you. Basically, if you want to enter this business with a new company, you've got to prove to be profitable, which Favor was obviously not profitable. And one of the reasons they're retreating is because they don't get that capital. They're not getting the Uber slush fund, if you will, from investors who are like, okay, well, we'll give you this money because we assume you'll make it back at some point. I was actually talking about this fairly recently in terms of Lyft and Uber because Uber is valued at much higher valuation than Lyft is, and yet Lyft might be the first one to actually make money, like genuine money that you could pocket and save, and not just money that you use to offset losses every year. And Favor, it looks like they're learning this lesson the hard way. And for the record, I expect DoorDash and Postmates, they're going to have to start being profitable soon, or else their free money is going to come to an end. So this is not as omnibus as it sounds. I guess that's the correct term. Omnis? Desperate. Maybe desperate's a better word. But it is showing that the market's getting crowded and it's being oversaturated. And while I definitely believe in competition, I believe we should have competition. One of the things about competition is you either stand out or you die. And I don't know if Favor's actually standing out, obviously. I can't comment because I don't drive for Favor. But I have seen so many apps that are very specific oriented, and I don't even know why they're there. There's like when I was in West Virginia, I saw UpGrab, I believe it was, which if it was here, I'd sign up for that. But that's food delivery, except it's in West Virginia where DoorDash isn't available. I've seen an app, and I can't remember what it is, but it delivers beer, nothing but beer, nothing but alcohol. There's even an app called Insomnia, and believe it or not, the point of Insomnia is to order cookies at odd hours of the night in case you have a cookie craving. I'm serious. These are real apps. And at one point, something's going to snap. I don't believe only one will emerge, but you got to picture 3 or 4 strong contenders are probably what the market can reasonably handle. Because until the autonomous cars become a thing, and they might never be, you're also competing with all these people to drive for you, and you're competing with all these people to order from you, and it's complicated. It really is. You can't get the drivers, you can't get your stuff delivered, don't have the customers, you might have too many drivers. Who knows? But it looks like Favor is definitely struggling a little bit. It's despite the title, I don't know if it's in true, genuine trouble yet, but the fact that it's scaled back to just one state is not promising, even though they could still, in theory, turn this around. So, and I hope they do turn it around. I hate to see those jobs lost. I like to see companies succeed. I believe, the more companies have, the better it is for everyone. That's just simply what I believe. So, I will let you decide that one. But have any of you heard of Favor? Have you delivered for Favor? I'd like to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.